I'm being beat by my husband.
Fucking babe.
Sorry about that.
Are you done?
I'm done.
This is what happens when CNN comes on.
Everything goes haywire. The world goes insane. Alright, I'm just gonna hold it. What?
Anyways, so I just want to make a point because this is about CNN and CNN attacking Nick Shirley because they decided that they were going to do some investigative journalism of their own, right? And their version of investigative journalism is this. They're going to go up while he's doing his investigative journalism, and then they're going to berate him. And then to call him out, the lady, she goes and we did some investigating of our own. And she sits in a fucking hotel room and she calls all these daycares. And of course, none of them answer the phone, except for one. And the one that does answer the phone says, "Oh no, we're a legitimate daycare."
But so CNN immediately comes running to the defense of Somali daycare fraud. Is what they're doing. They're like coming to the rescue of Somali fraud so that the taxpayer can get raped even more by illegal immigrants mostly, but even the ones that are legal here,
fraudulent immigrants, because a lot of them lied.
Even if they're
finding that out.
Somali Americans, I don't give a shit if they're ripping us off. We should be aware of this and we should do something about it. And like they say they're doing something about it, because CNN interviewed somebody, some attorney or something like that, but saying that they've been they've been prosecuting these people for years. They didn't say who.
Investigating.
They said they've been investigating, whatever, but clearly doing nothing because they're still creating billions of dollars of fraud to the American taxpayer.
Because the governor and the mayor's protecting them.
Yeah, that's why Nick is there to begin with. Yeah, and of course Walt wants to cover his ass too.
Right.
But again, that's why this is blowing up, because this is a fact. It wouldn't. CNN wouldn't be there. There's no fraud. You know what I mean? They wouldn't come
that's
down
the
there.
thing. So CNN, the only reason why CNN went out there, this was already a thing. We already knew about this before Nick Shirley blew it up on X, but it was already known that this was going on, because there had already been 90 arrests and 60 indictments and convictions. Like, this shit's already been going on. So he went to do what an investigative journalist does. He went to Minneapolis and he started investigating some of the daycares, and he met this gentleman, or he knows him, and who has the proof. He's even offering $100,000 to anybody who can prove it wrong. That's a whole nother thing. But CNN wants to make, first of all, they come right out saying MAGA journalist or MAGA YouTuber. He's not even a journalist, right? MAGA YouTuber Nick Shirley. Nick has never claimed MAGA, ever. Okay? He just goes and he doesn't pick a side or anything. I've watched all of his videos, and he just reports. He gets attacked. They assume immediately, because he's asking questions, that he must be on the right. And he's just really for common sense and truth. That's really it. And like he says to the CNN reporter, this isn't about left and right. This is about fraud. Fraud is fraud, right? That shouldn't be hard for her to understand. But yeah, she wants to shoot the messenger, not go after the message. And Governor Walz is calling him a white supremacist. The Virgin Mormon 23-year-old, right? He's a white supremacist. The guy who's never done anything. I mean, he used to go interview migrants at the border, and they were helping him share their stories and stuff. Like, yeah, that guy is a racist, right? He's a white supremacist. Waltz, I thought you were going to focus on the fraud. If there's fraud, you were going to focus on that, right? Unless you're the one who's committing it.
No, he's going to focus on Nick Shirley, who's actually, uncovering it.
Right.
That's what he's focusing on.
Exactly. So, yeah. She calls. That's her level of investigative journalism. She calls from a hotel room, and one answers the phone and says, "Oh, yeah, we're a legitimate business." Well, I'm pretty sure if you called a bunch of alleged drug dealers right now and asked them, "Do you sell drugs?" they're going to say, "No, we don't sell drugs. We're not drug dealers." Well, they're probably literally standing there selling, holding their fucking phone. "I'm not selling drugs." Yo, here, Nick, buy this. Okay?
The best thing a monster corporation like CNN can do, the best they can do, is make a couple phone calls from a motel room and ask, "Do you have kids there?" "Oh, yeah." "Oh, what are we so worried about?" Click. That's their investigative journalism. This kid actually goes there with, information, page after page of stats of what the names of business are, who actually owns them, how many kids are supposed to be there, how much money is being given to them, every single one of them. He's got the information. Even he took the pamphlet and took every page and had people take pictures of it with their phones, saying just like you said, offering $100,000 to anyone who could disprove this, who could say that there's no truth to this. If you can prove that, then you get money. Obviously, no one has come forward because you can't, because this is all just facts.
Yeah.
It's not bullshit.
Of course, we would not like this to be true, but it is. It's true. And unfortunately, yeah, it's falling on the Somali community in Minnesota, but they're the ones who are doing it.
And they're not saying all Somalians are criminals. They're not saying all Somalians are, robbing us blind. It just so happens there's a lot of Somalians in this community who own daycare centers, and it's a grift. It's something that, they said, hey, this is a great idea. Obviously other people are doing it, so it spread fast like any other grift does. And, now they're caught. Now they're busted. Now there's no hiding behind this bullshit daycare scam, and it's no longer going to be a scam now. And they'll find something else. And there are plenty of other things.
Personally, to me, the people who are, and I said this before in my video about illegal immigrants, I don't have a problem with the ones who came through. I don't have a problem with individual people. I have a problem with the people who are letting this happen. I have a problem with the mayor of Minneapolis. I have a problem with Governor Waltz. Those are the people I have a real problem with. These people are coming from third world countries where this is all they know, and they're not made to assimilate, get jobs, and be a part of the community. They're just being given handouts and they're actually being encouraged to not assimilate and take advantage of our country so that they can get their votes. That's really all it's about.
Just like when Biden started tearing down the border wall, just selling it for piece parts and stuff. You can't really blame people for coming over the border, even illegally when you're coming from basically a war-torn country, that where you're starving, can't get a job. In America, you already, you can see what's happening there. Biden, come on in, everyone, take our jobs, get on, all of these social programs and shit. And why wouldn't they?
They use the southern border as an open because we live in Tucson, okay? I have a friend whose dad is a BP. Well, he passed away recently. But anyways, and we've seen it, and we've been down to Nogales. It's an hour from here, okay? And Santa Cruz is like 45 minutes, okay? And it's another border town. What they do is when you claim asylum, that's all you got to do. You just got to say it. That's how it was during the Biden era. So I don't doubt that there were some people who came through that actually needed asylum. But when you say that all you have to do is go, hey, I'm here for asylum. And they're just like, okay, go. No documentation, no nothing, just go.
You should probably kind of wrap up the rant.
That's it. That's over. Okay.